Check under your bed and in your closet. Make sure there are no goblins, ghosts, or witches around, because we are about to go over how 5 other countries celebrate Halloween. First on the list, we have Mexico. When people think of Halloween and Mexico, most people think about the Day of the Dead celebration. This is a well-known holiday that is celebrated right around Halloween, but many people have the misunderstanding that this celebration replaces Halloween, which is not the case at all. In Mexico, Halloween or Dia de las Brujas is celebrated on October 31st and shares a lot of similar traditions as the United States, with only just a few differences. However, most do not know this because Halloween is often overshadowed by the Day of the Dead celebration, which is celebrated on November 1st and 2nd. This celebration involves parades, dancing, feast, the creations of altars, and much more. Most would think death to be sad, but people during this time celebrate the cycle of life and death. They use this time to remember loved ones by sharing their time and a meal with them as if they were still alive. In the end, Mexico does celebrate Halloween and it is similar to the United States, but it does often get overshadowed by the much more lively Day of the Dead celebration. Next on the list is Japan. In Japan, Halloween has continued to grow slowly in popularity over the last decade. The holiday is still celebrated on October 31st, but there is no trick or treating and most people do not care about many of the traditions that some deem important. Instead, the holiday is focused on Halloween costumes. Halloween opens up a huge window of time for people to cosplay, which is already something that is very popular in Japan. Other than all of the crazy costumes you will also find all sorts of different Halloween events, such as zombie runs, flash mobs, and street parties to name a few. Unlike other countries, Halloween in Japan is more focused towards an older crowd than a younger one. The next country on this list is Russia. Halloween is known throughout Russia, but it is not celebrated by most people. In fact, you have politicians and religious groups declaring that this celebration goes against their Christian and cultural values, along with their overall traditions. Even though Halloween is not welcomed by the majority, it is still starting to grow amongst the youth. With most of the celebration being focused on wearing scary costumes and outfits, with the main goal being just to have fun. On to one of the more fun countries when discussing Halloween, and that is Romania. Halloween is not a public holiday, but it is still celebrated heavily in most areas. They don't focus on trick-or-treating, but rather on huge parties, storytelling, and all sorts of different plays, with most being Dracula-themed. Then every Halloween Eve, a huge Halloween bash is thrown at Bran Castle, the supposed home of Count Dracula. In Romania, the place to be during Halloween is Transylvania. During this time, you will find decorations, good music, scary costumes, and lighted pumpkins everywhere you go. On to the last and final country, China. Halloween in China is more of a gimmicky holiday and is really only celebrated in big cities. You won't find any trick-or-treating and any large events going on. All you will find is bars, pubs, and restaurants using Halloween as a theme night to drive in more business, which is really the extent of their Halloween celebration. However, China has their own festival that is similar to Halloween, and that is the Hungry Ghost Festival. It may have some similarities to Halloween in the West, but it is more closely related to Mexico's The Day of the Dead celebration. The Hungry Ghost Festival takes place on the 15th night of the 7th lunar month of the year in the Chinese calendar. However, the entire 7th month is known as the Ghost Month. During this month, it is believed that ghosts are walking among the living and could be stirring up mischief. So, during this period, you will see celebrants offer up ritualistic foods, money, and entertainment all month long, to ease the suffering of the dead and to make sure the spirits do not cause any trouble. That concludes how Halloween is celebrated in 5 different countries. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Part 2 will be coming out soon.